Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, whoever you're watching from. This is All in Media Sports Group's Thursday discussion. It's Thursday the 6th of February. Yes, time has flown. Today, I'm going to actually cover a few subjects. I'm going to cover VAR, we're going to cover the Super Bowl, and we're going to have a general sports discussion. Let's go to VAR first. This stands for Video Assistant Referees, and this is in the media a lot lately because of football. Mostly been mentioned in the English Premier League, and the reason why it's such a controversy is because of the way it's been used. So let's tackle VAR. So VAR, as I said, stands for Video Assistant Referee. And this is supposed to be exactly what it says on the can. It's supposed to assist the referee with, they say, clear and obvious incidents on the pitch. So what's the problem here? Well, it's not working. A lot of people say they've done a YouGov poll, which is supposed to be a poll that you can count on, you can depend on. Sorry, guys, just to stop there for a second. If you hear beep in the background, I've got tablets, laptops around me where I draw my information from. But yes, so clear and obvious. So an example would be offside, clear and obvious offside, clear and obvious handball, or clear and obvious incident of what's the other one? The other one's a red card. So to stop mistaken identity and make sure the right player gets booked, gets the yellow or the red card, and to make sure the incident is covered properly. The key thing here is consistency. It's not consistent enough. Many teams, a VAR table's been put up, and it's basically looking at teams that have benefited the most from VAR. Benefited meaning goals have been given to them that should have been called offside, and no, it wasn't offside, it's a goal. Goals directly from penalties, goals that, quite frankly, took place that, and 9 times out of 10 shouldn't have taken place, but they've been rewarded. Now, I'm not going to get biased and go into teams that have benefited, but one key thing I will say as a Liverpool fan and supporter, Liverpool have not benefited as much as people say. Now, the reason why I mention Liverpool, for example, is because there is like 4 goals that have been chalked off of offside that they're trying to say the armpit or the elbow or the hand is offside. Now, you can't score with the hand, you can't score with the elbow because that's handball. So, is that really offside? That's the debate. They said Manchester United has benefited the most. They've got the most penalties from it. They've got the most goals that were flagged offside, and when they've checked it, it wasn't offside. And I think Brighton are the people that have not benefited at all, nor have it's gone against them. But to give you the rough idea, they've looked at all the teams, and it's not been consistent enough. And teams are actually facing relegation. Teams are actually getting points, not deducted, but where a game should have been 3 points, there is a draw, because at the last minute their goal was disallowed. And a lot of teams like Sheffield United, is it Sheffield United? Yeah, Sheffield United and Wolves have suffered from this. Now, okay, so that's to give you a little bit of scope on how it's affecting the teams. It's affecting with offsides, it's affecting them with handballs that should have been or should not have been given. It's affected them with fouls that should have been deemed a bookable offence, a red card offence that have basically not been given as a red card. The ref has said yellow. So you get the kind of idea of where VAR's been used in football. Now, the key thing is consistency. And the key thing here is a video assistant referee. It's supposed to be assisting the ref. Now, the Spurs manager, Jose Mourinho, had a really good point. And when this guy talks, you should listen. Sometimes he talks nonsense, sometimes he talks with emotion. But the key thing is, regardless of where he's talking, there's something you can take from it. And he said, we should call it VR, virtual referee, because if the referee is not being assisted, if what the referee says doesn't go, then who's really refereeing the game? Is it VAR or is it the on-field ref? Now, to give you an example where he was coming from, he was coming from a point of where there's certain points in the game where there's certain choices that have gone against his team, and he's confused. He thinks an opponent, player on the opposing team side should have been sent off for something that was given as a yellow. He later went on to looked like he died for a second penalty in a phase of play. And Jose Mourinho reckons he should have been booked and should have been sent off. And, so stuff like this. So let me get to the point of VAR now. So I've tried to give you little bits, snippets of where managers and players are coming from, because players are not agreeing with it. They're getting frustrated. Now, what the situation is I'm going to give you an example from sports. And I'm going to speak about the Super Bowl later, but I have to go to the Super Bowl and I'm going to go to tennis to show you where VAR has been used correctly. There's not been a fiasco and there's not been debate after. And here's the key reason why. In the NFL and the Super Bowl, they were all plays are reviewed. So all touchdowns and all when it's in the red zone, which is near the opposing team's goal, all plays are reviewed already. Now, at one point, you could have, in the NFL, just like football, you could have anything between 6 to 16 cameras viewing the field of play. And so what I'm trying to say to everybody here is, in the NFL, every play is being watched by all these cameras. A touchdown will be reviewed from multiple angles. And now, the reason why is, here's two things that can happen when a touchdown is taking place, right? It could be challenged by the opposing team, right? Even though it's been reviewed, by the way, it can still be challenged, yeah? After the review. But 9 times out of 10, the review gets it right. Now, to let you understand where I'm coming from is the ball, right, has to break the plane. So the line, they call that the plane. Once the ball breaks the plane, is a touchdown. In the Super Bowl, what they were looking at is where was the player's body when he went for the touchdown. They looked at where his foot was because he went to the corner. And by the way, in a corner, there is actually it looks like a little foam pylon. Foam, because obviously you can't have a pole. If a player goes into it, he's going to get hurt. There's a camera in there, and it looks down this plane. So that's one camera, and there's one on the opposite end, and then there's obviously 4 cameras looking at 4 different angles. Now, what they were looking at is where the ball was. The other cameras were looking where the player's foot was. If it breaks the plane of the field, yeah. So remember, you got this plane and you got this plane. Plane being the lines, yeah, joining like that. They were looking at the player's foot. Where was the player's foot when the ball broke the plane? This was looked at. It took them in a minute. Let's be fair. It's probably about 70 seconds. That's a minute and 10 seconds. But the fact of the matter is, yeah, here's the key thing here. They looked at it. It's already under review because is this a touchdown or not? It's already under review. This will be played on monitors, by the way. So when they're reviewing it, when the play stops on the monitors, you can see they're obviously checking the touchdown because it's a part of the rule as well. So the crowd know, they're going to review this. They're going to check if it's a touchdown. Especially if it's not clear and obvious. You understand me? Here's the key word, clear and obvious. If this is in the center of the goal, they still review it. Did he go all the way? Yeah, he did. Boom. Go on. That's taking 20 seconds. That's the time of a celebration. Right? In this case, it took about 70 seconds because they had to look at it from different angles. Now, here's another key factor here. The referee now has to explain to everybody around, play under review, possible touchdown. That's the first thing he says. Right, cool. Now, he's listening to the video assistant team who will be looking and say, yes, that's a touchdown. Because there's referees behind the goal and on each end of the field goal, the red zone. And they will do this, touchdown, or they'll do this, no touchdown. They've gone touchdown already. The main referee in the centers looked at them, fine, it's under review anyway. Play under review, boom, everyone knows. The next thing to happen, guys, is like I say, about 60 to 70 seconds later, it was given as a touchdown. Everybody was happy. The ref then it says, yes, after review, the calling on the field stands as touchdown. We continue. No one complained. No one approached the referee. And that was it. And the play is a touchdown. And this is the Super Bowl, by the way. This is the main event. This is a touchdown that could change the whole game. Yeah. In this case, it influence the game, didn't change the game, because and I'm going to talk about this in the Super Bowl review. What ended up happening is more of the game was played and the Chiefs won, but we'll talk about that later. Tennis now. Right, so tennis. There's two key things I've seen in tennis, right? The clear thing is was the ball out of bounds or not? And basically, you got the umpire on his chair, tower, whatever you want to call it, right? Now, when the ball, again, here's the plane, the line. When the ball either goes in or out, it's obvious, but what if it touches the line? Now, they've made it clear that when it touches the line, it's deemed out, I believe. No, depending on what part of the line it touches, they say deem it out, right? But here's the key thing. If the player disagrees, they can challenge it. It's reviewed, the umpire can see it, the people can see it, because it's on the screen. Theirs takes, I think the longest I've seen is about 15 to 20 seconds. So what I'm trying to say here is the time it takes. But the key thing is the spectators know. The referee umpire knows. The players know. So the players know they've got, I believe they've got 2 challenges. I'm just trying to give you a thing of where it's being used properly. Why can't the Premier League take this on board and say, right, the NFL, fast-paced game, they use it. It takes them an average 70 seconds. Sometimes it could go on for about 2 minutes, guys, because there's certain times, depending on the play in the NFL, they need to look at it at different angles. And if it's been challenged, it will extend it by another minute because it's challenged. They've got to look at it again. In tennis, it's the quickest I've seen. In cricket, is the quickest I've seen. Because in cricket, I've seen in certain cricket games, they've got lights on the wicket. So if the ball even shaves it and it lights up, yeah, well, it touched it. That's the whole point. We've got to take out his wickets. This other sport's been used, rugby. In rugby, it's on the screen and everybody can see, try or not. So the key thing is video assistant is good for the game of sports, period. Where it's been used wrong in football is because it's not consistent. In the NFL, just giving an example, that's consistent in every game. Every play is reviewed. Yeah. Regardless, it's reviewed and it can be challenged. It could be looked at again. Yeah. The referee on field can choose to look at it again if he wants to. But the referee is accountable because he will tell the whole stadium because he's mic'd up. He will, because what you'll see, again, another example is, and this is where the Premier League can learn from, is there's a referee in the centre of play and there's a referee on both sides of the line of scrimmage and there's referees on off field, basically around the field of play. Now, when a referee throws a flag, he will see a play, and I'll give you an example. He will see a play develop, and I explained pass interference to everybody, so I'm going to use that as an example. So pass interference is basically if a referee's going to throw the flag on that. When the play stops, during the play, he will see the foul and he'll throw the flag. So on TV, you'll see flag. So you know this play's about to come to an end because there's a foul, something's happened, right? As that referee's thrown that flag, it's already been reviewed. The video assistant is already reviewing. Hear what I said there, video assistant. He's just assisting the referee. Once the play comes to a stop, the referee will shout. The referee will first come together. You'll see 4 referees come together and talking, and their conversation, I'm not exaggerating, people, 5 seconds, 10 seconds maybe. They'll come together, right, what's going on? Yeah, pointing them. Okay, yeah, that's the defense. Yeah, okay, the foul's on defense. Okay, fine. Do you agree? Okay, fine. Guys, possible foul, defense, number 44, pass interference. He will tell, everybody will know. This is what I'm trying to say. Everybody will know why the flag's on the floor and why it's been called. And everyone will know. Yeah? Now, again, if it needs to be reviewed, he will say it's under review. But the key thing I'm trying to say here is where football can learn from that is because the referee is accountable. The umpire is accountable in tennis. The umpire in cricket is held accountable. Because they will let everybody know, because by the signals or by talking directly to the crowd, they will let everyone know. And that's where this is because what I'm talking about here, guys, as a whole is video assistance in sports, period. But I'm using football because that's where it's a controversial right now. But in tennis, they've wrapped it up years back. In American football, they wrapped it up years back. In rugby, they wrapped it up years back. In every sport, you know, they've wrapped it up. So what video assistant's supposed to do? It's supposed to assist the referee. The referee's supposed to have the final say. And even if the referee's unsure, in football, they're supposed to go to the pitch side monitor. Something they do in Germany, something they do in all the different places, in different sports. But they don't for some reason in the Premier League, and they've been advised to, but they don't. In the NFL, they have to. It's not a choice. You have to. If it's a play that could affect the whole game, it has to be reviewed. There's no choice. It's just that the referee has the final say. The referee has to tell the people, yeah, we've stopped the play because we believe it's pass interference. On review of the play, the calling on the field stands because of what we said, or it's been reversed, but they have to say why. And this is what football needs to do, and it's done in all other sports. And that's, if everybody's been listening for the 16 minutes now, that is what assistance are meant to be. That is what's happening in sports, because a lot of people probably hearing VAR, 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 VAR. That's what the problem is. The problem is football, the ref's not accountable. Number two, the ref is not speaking to the spectators who are there. And number three, is not consistent enough. So the technology is not being used correctly. It's more been used as, to me, a marketing tool. It's been used, where can we make money from this? Where can we make it more of a spectacle? We're already been entertained by these in football, by 21 guys on the pitch giving their all. By going through tactics, the managers is trained them during the week or the weekend. And they're now going to display what they've trained to do on the pitch. We're already entertained by that because there's certain incredible things that happen in football. We do not need VAR to come in and spoil that, because that's what VAR's doing. Now, VAR, again, going back to what I said, is benefiting teams and it's going against other teams. That's not what VAR is meant to be. It's supposed to be assisting the referee to let us know, was that a clear and obvious handball? Yeah, because another example I'll give you about 3-4 years ago is the video line, is the goal line technology, where the ball breaks the plane. What it is, there's cameras in the goal that look, did the ball cross the line or not? Did it break the plane or did it go over it? How much of the ball was over? Liverpool paid for this last season and it cost them the league, where the ball, not all the ball crossed the line, they gave it as no goal. Do you understand? Now, if they could perfect that, they could perfect VAR, because the referee's wristband watch buzzes goal. So if they could do that for goal line technology, it should be very easy for them to do that for VAR, because goal line technology is always on. VAR, video assistant referee, should always be on. At the end of play, what should be happening is the ref should have already been told, by the way, that was a foul, we viewed it. Do you want to view it? Yeah, yes, I do. I'm going to go to the pitch side monitor. That could take 30 seconds. Because, example, let me give you an example. The striker's running in on goal. Defender's coming alongside him. The defender tackles the footballer, take the ball and the player. Did he get, if he got all of the ball and then he got the player, or the player went over him, it's not a foul. You understand me? Right? That now, play's gone over and the ball probably rolls off, and then everybody's calling for a penalty. And if it is a foul and a penalty, because he's the last defender, he should be sent off. So that's a scenario. Now, what should happen next? What should happen next? That should have been already looked at. The rest should be looking at that and saying, if he says penalty, then what should then happen is he should then be able to say, right, I'm going to check that. So he does that, yeah? Once he does that, he should say, okay, the guy should then say, yeah, if you want to look at that on the monitor, you can, but he did get the ball and the play went over him, so it's not a penalty. So the penalty, this can then be, the ref could say, let me check the monitor. By the way, this should have taken 10 seconds, because like I said, it's been already looked at. It's already been looked at, right? They've already looked at it as soon as it's happened. And then the refs ask, what did you see? Right? If they say go to the monitor, right? Yeah, remember, he's already done that. As soon as the play stops, he's already done that. That takes, what, seconds? If he goes to the pitch side monitor, that should only take 30 seconds because he should be able to run along there and it should already be on display. Then he should be able to touch screen and say, okay, let me see. Oh, he did get the ball. Okay, he should then say, because what they do, they signal, right? What he should then be made to do is go on the timeline and say, guys, I'm overruling that because you got the ball. Yeah, and then it should say on the screen. That is what should be happening in football. It's not happening. All of that takes 30. I'm telling you, that would take 30 seconds, guys. It would. Because like in the NFL, the play's already been reviewed before the ref even puts their hand up to say penalty. It's already been reviewed. So the play stops and they've already looked at the build-up and they've looked at the actual play. And the video assistant referee team can say, yeah, that's a penalty, by the way. Or no, that's not a penalty. You got all the ball. When the ref goes, guys, did you see that? Yeah, you got the ball. Okay. I called penalty. I need to look at this. That's a 5-second conversation while the play's ending. Because, come on, you're watching. Is he going to get the ball? Bang. The guy's already said, guys, we've watched that. And then, you know, this play stopped automatically. The referee's not stopped the play. The play stopped automatically. Right? So then he's, in that time, in that window, tackle, view, point, that's seconds. That's happened, right? He's touched his air, that's 5 seconds. Guys, what did you see? Yeah, you got all the ball. Look at the pitch side monitor. He's probably run across. That's a 10-second sprint. Okay, let's give him 15 seconds. So there's only 20 seconds gone. He's looked at our monitor. Let me see. We're already up to, what, 30 seconds now? Let me see. 35 seconds. Okay, boom. I've decided. If he needs to look again, we're still, remember I was saying the seconds, we're still 30 to 40 seconds here. We're still not waste up that much time. We're still within a minute. So if he takes up to a minute and he comes back and tells everybody, no problem. Because the play's been reviewed, he's looked at it. Guys, I'm saying it's not a penalty, you got the ball. So what I'm trying to say, that could take between 30 to 60 seconds. But once something keeps happening, yeah, it gets quicker. Because that's what happened in the German league and the Spanish league with VAR. Once they used the technology overseas, and there was complaints, but once they started using it, it got quicker. And games actually sped up because they could say, yeah, I'm going to go and review that, but I'm not. Because what the referee says should go. He should decide if he's going to look at that monitor. He should say, guys, do you think I should? Yeah, I reckon he should because he got the ball. Well, so not to lose everybody and not to go on and on because it's 22 minutes. And I think you are hoping that you've got the gist of what video assistant referees are supposed to do, how they're supposed to be doing it, and how and why it works in other sports, and where the Premier League needs to start implementing it properly. Because it's costing teams points, it's costing teams goals, and it's something that needs to be really looked at, using other sports as an example, because there's other sports which should be taking longer, because there's so much more involved in a certain play in the NFL, and there's so much more going on in rugby, but they have sped it up, and they're averaging, like I say, 40 to 70 seconds to decide something. In rugby, it's actually quicker than the NFL. But the NFL is 40 to 70 seconds to decide something. You understand me? But the system put in place makes it so easy for the referee to decide, I need to look at this again, or no, I saw it. In my ear, they're saying the same thing I saw, so we're just going to let the play flow. And that's what needs to start happening. So overall, I hope everyone's watched. I hope everyone agrees. Again, please like, comment, subscribe, notification bell. In the comment section, please let me know what you think. I would love to hear from tennis fans, and I'd love to hear from any rugby fans that could be coming across this video. I'd like to hear your view. I'd like to hear what you've got to say. But overall, that's how simple the technology is and how it could work. And that's how simple the Premier League can make it. So let me end now. I've mentioned the YouGov poll. The YouGov poll, most people were saying it's not working. It was kind of split, but most people saying it's not working. And the question was basically, would they rather it change, stay with certain changes? Would they rather it go? And most people said they prefer it to stay, but with certain changes. And the changes were some of what I discussed. It needs to be more consistent, and maybe the spectators need to be told what's actually happening. which I agree. They should. Because most times they're not. Most times it's no one knows what's happening. Which is what the biggest problem is in the consistency. So, again, guys, I hope you've understood everything I've said. And I hope you can take something from this video. Again, I need some opinions. So I'm going to wrap up now. We're coming up to 25 minutes now. So, again, I've said it before. I'll say it again. Please like, share, comment, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload these videos. And please, definitely comment. So have a good afternoon. And I will be back. Look out for my NFL review. Have a good day.